Day 3 of our Malta adventure was going to be another big day out. So what's the plans, guys?
Good morning.
Morning.
We travelled on Thursday and it's now Saturday and we're knackered. Yesterday was our day, wasn't it?
It was a full-on day yesterday, wasn't it?
Amazing though, what we saw yesterday, fantastic. Yeah. Today, really late out of bed this morning, but we have got a bit of a exciting adventure today because we're going to Gozo, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I'm going to get some snorkeling done, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Let's hope so. This trip we've booked via Viator, it supposedly takes us out via the Blue Lagoon, so hopefully we'll get a chance to see, not just see that, but also swim in that. And then we're on some Tuk Tuks later on today, so hopefully we'll be an absolute blast.
And we're getting a local meal out as well, aren't we?
Supposedly.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Viator's promised a lot, let's see if it delivers.
We'll see what it is. If it's rabbit stew, I'm not having it.
Stick with us. Cheers.
Bye.
The excursion to Gozo included collection from our hotel at lunchtime, so we did have time for a lie-in, some late breakfast and also time to sit up on the rooftop terrace at the hotel and enjoy a drink. And we were accompanied by a particularly thirsty dragonfly who spent a good 10 to 15 minutes trying to drink our drinks through a straw.
Our minibus picked us up directly outside the hotel entrance, and it was a 75-minute journey across the island all the way to the northern coastline and the ferry port for the Gozo ferry.
However, our tour also included a speedboat ride, and we boarded this lightweight craft and soon found ourselves speeding out into the channel and heading to the island of Comino. This was an exhilarating experience, and with the wind in our hair, well, Letty's hair to be accurate, we were loving this thrill ride.
And Si really enjoyed holding onto his hat. Losing his hat would have been bad luck, but that didn't happen. But Si's selfie stick did break mid-trip, and it was good luck, I suppose, that the phone didn't end up in the sea.
The speedboat first visited the Crystal Lagoon and entered some of the many sea caves on Comino. The waters were indeed crystal clear. Makes sense now, I suppose, and wow, they were beautiful.
There were lots of boats visiting Comino during the day, and we began to see that this was a very popular trip with tourists. A very, very popular trip.
The speedboat whizzed us around into the famous Blue Lagoon, and this place was chock-a-block with boats. The lagoon has turquoise blue waters, and there is an area netted off to allow swimmers to swim safely and away from the many boats. Our speedboat docked, and we all alighted and quickly realised there was absolutely no space for us to swim whatsoever.
Well, that was a thrill ride coming across from the mainland of Malta to Comino. It was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Got some good footage.
So we've been to the Crystal Lagoon and we've now ended up at the Blue Lagoon, but this place really does feel like a tourist trap, and it's absolutely round. We've got an hour here, hour and a quarter. I don't need to swim, like God knows where we're going to swim.
This is where I was going to do my snorkeling, but there's no space at all.
Absolutely
not
zero
even space of a postage stamp, is it really?
Absolutely nothing whatsoever.
So whether I'll get my snorkeling or not, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's beautiful. You can see why the people flock here. It's gorgeous. You know, the sea is crystal blue. But I think that's the entire world here. I think so. Never mind, we're going to have a mooch around. We'll make the most of it and explore some of Comino.
Let's be clear, this is a visually stunning place, but any visions we had for snorkeling in the beautiful blue waters of the lagoon were quickly disappearing.
However, as luck should have it, a short walk around the headland and onto the mouth of the channel to Gozo, well, we did find a spot there where we could swim and snorkel.
So we grabbed the opportunity and made the most of the hour and a quarter we had been given to spend here.
And Nettie was successful with her snorkel and waterproof iPhone case. Top movie making, Nettie. And glad this wasn't a Jaws remake. The phrase "we're going to have to get a bigger boat," well, that wasn't heard at all, in fact. Well, not until later in the day, but we'll get to that later.
Time flew past and we soon found ourselves again speeding across towards Gozo. On arriving, we were ushered onto the quayside where we waited approximately 15 minutes before being allocated a driver and tuk-tuk.
We counted ourselves lucky to be paired up with a lovely Scottish family who were celebrating their birthdays. Our driver was Stephen. You know Stephen with the red and white tuk-tuk? Well, everybody knows Stephen, don't they? And we quickly found out that virtually everybody who lives in Gozo actually does. And Stephen soon spirited us into the island of Gozo, keen to show us all the sights. And our first stop was the spectacular Cathedral Dome of St John the Baptist in Shukia.
Sadly, and we mean sadly, we couldn't enter as there was a funeral in progress. So pics were taken from outside and Stephen sped us away and out to the viewpoint at the Sanapa Cliffs.
This was a short 5-minute walk from where Stephen had parked the tuk-tuk. but was well worth it, for the views across these towering cliffs and across to the island of Malta were absolutely stunning.
Stephen then took us into the heart of Gozo and to the city of Victoria, the island's capital.
We parked up outside the citadel and were given 45 minutes to explore. This was similar to Medina, if a little smaller, but was again a stunning place to mooch and wonder, and had another stunning cathedral at its heart. The battlements provided breathtaking views across the island, and there were plenty more knockers too.
Oi, stop being naughty or else. Have you been a naughty boy, Si?
I have. I'm really sorry. Can you let me out, please?
No, you're going to stay there for the rest of the holiday.
Oh, that's not fair.
Time to head back to the Tuk Tuk. Oh, hang on, where does this go? It's a sally port from the citadel, and thankfully the public toilets are at the bottom. That's a relief. Literally.
Back on the Tuk Tuk, Stephen then sped us off to see Gozo's famous salt pans. Carved into the rocky shoreline, local families have been making salt from the sea by evaporation on this shore for hundreds of years, and the salt pans are quite a sight and expand all along this northeastern shore of the island.
Stephen decided we all needed pictures with his beautiful Tuk Tuk. It was pretty cool, to be honest.
Then some urgency in Stephen's voice. Quick, quick, get back on board! And before we knew it, we were rally crossing across the island, taking back roads and shortcuts. But what's the hurry, Stephen? Ah, we get it now. Stephen had safely delivered us to one of Gozo's most beautiful spots to see the most wonderful sunset, and it was absolutely gorgeous. What a spot he'd found in Zlendi, and Stephen was proving to be the best tour guide we could have hoped for.
We spent time here watching the sun sink over the horizon, and as dusk began, Stephen ushered us back aboard the Tuk Tuk, and we travelled in the twilight to a restaurant where we were served a traditional Maltese meal washed down with a local wine. This was a tasty 3-course meal with a set menu that comprised of bread, olives and cheese for starters, a pasta-based main course and a cookie for dessert, all very tasty.
Stephen then announced that in order to get back to Malta, we were going to have to get a bigger boat. For safety, of course, in the darkness, and our return crossing to Malta would be aboard the Gozo Malta ferry and not the speedboat. And on the way back to the ferry, Stephen stopped and parked at the gorgeous Sliema church, which was spectacularly lit up in the darkness, and this area was peaceful and a perfect spot to reflect on our day here in Gozo.
Stephen dropped us at the ferry terminal and handed us all tickets for the crossing. The ferry crossing is only about 30 minutes, and on board we enjoyed a hot chocolate.
Back in Malta, our minibus was waiting to collect us, and an hour and a quarter later we were dropped off outside our hotel. It was late and past 10:30 in the evening, but this had been another incredible adventure.
Whilst the Blue Lagoon wasn't the experience we'd wanted it to be, the rest of the trip had been such fun, and the experience in Gozo had been absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Stephen, with the red and white Tuk Tuk.
And we had one final day here in wonderful Malta, and we had some unfinished aquatic business that needed to be done. Thanks for watching.
Subscribing to our channel is the easiest way to help us with more content like this, and it really means a lot too. And if you've got anything to say about this video, why not drop us a comment in the box below? We always reply. Thanks very much.